Hi my stamping friends, I'm Sandra at artypapercrafters.com, an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today my project is to show you how I made this beautiful water lily flower. Now you might remember that I recently made this box for reinforced box facility to hold 10 cards and envelopes. And I put this little water lily on at the time, and I told you that I would do a little video to show you how I made it. And I think that it is gorgeous, and it is so easy to make using the succulent framelit dies. There is another big one as well, which I've got on my cardstock, and I'll show you how to make that in a moment. But you get all of these framelit dies, and it matches with the oh so succulent stamp set, photopolymer stamp set. You get all those 30 photopolymer stamps in there. It all stamps out and coordinates with these framelets. It is on the retiring list, so I don't know if it's still there, but I've put a link on my website artypapercrafters.com, which you can click on if you fancy it before it goes. So let me show you how I made this beautiful water lily today using the succulent framelit dies. I'm using Whisper White cardstock today. This one used very vanilla. And you need, to make this water lily, you need 6 of the dies, and you can see I've cut out 2 large, 2 medium and 2 smaller ones, and these are from the larger ones down. So you need 2 of each of those. They go in your big shot and cut out. They come out like a dream, and they come out of these dies like an absolute dream. So you need 6 of those, so let's put that away, we don't need that. And how many of those dies do you get? Loads. Right, so we've got 6, and where's my bone folder gone? And you start off, you take them and you pull them up with your bone folder. Pull them up quite high, higher than you probably would for any other flower that you made. And you just go along, hold them nice and firmly by the base of the petal, so that they don't rip off from that centre. How do I know this? Ask me how I know this, because I've done it. So you pull those up. Now if you want more dimension, scrooge them up between your fingers like that, and that brings them up a bit more. Now I'm going to sponge them with my sponging daubers. And these are sponge daubers. You get 5 in the pack, and they're great for sponging. So let me bring in my 6. As you can see, I've already prepped them up. I have 2 in the smaller, 2 in the medium and 2 in the large. So using my Flirty Flamingo into the ink, and I'm just going around the outer edges, because water lilies are a bit like that. They're sort of white with tinges and yellows and pinks. Water lilies, beautiful. So I've gone round and just do a bit of sponging around the outside edges. You can do a little or a lot like I've done. So you sponge around the outside edges, and then you sponge along the back edges, because it's not good to just see white on the backs. So a little bit of sponging around, and it doesn't take long to do this. So that's those done. And what I did was I got my sponging dauber and I sponged some So Saffron in the centre of my top one, because I thought that I should have done that on this one. I think it would have added to it, but it's a bit late now. So that's what I did on that. So scrooshing up. And then all you do is get your wet glue and into the centre with some glue. And you offset them. So you offset them slightly from one another. Like that. A bit in the middle of that, and layer up your next one, offsetting it as before. A bit more glue in the centre and layer that up, again offsetting it. And you can see that very, very quickly you're making for yourself a beautiful water lily. And because you've sponged those edges, that just makes it look so pretty. Last one on. Now we're going to let that dry for a little while. And while that's drying, we're going to make our centre. So to make the centre, you need some fringe scissors. These are also unfortunately on the retiring list, so be quick if you want them. I've got a piece of So Saffron cardstock which measures about 8 inches by 5/8, and you just get your scissors and don't go all the way down to the bottom, and you just do that until you've gone all the way along, leaving an edge for you to stick your glue to stick it all together. So I'm going to get my silicone mat before I get my glue on there, and I'm using Fast Fuse. Just run that down there, bit of Fast Fuse. And all you do, you start from one end and you just roll it round on itself. Now you can do it as tight or as loose as you want. I've gone quite tight. And you just roll that up on itself. It's nice and easy, couldn't be easier. Roll that round. Roll that round until you've got the size that you think you want. So I think we're getting to the size that I feel is right. And then just pull that off or snip it off. Snip that off. And work it into a circle. And then with your fingers, all you do is get hold of that and start pulling that down. And this is your stamens. This is to form your stamens for your water lily. Just pull that down until that's a nice shape that you're happy with. Pull that in nice and tight. Nice and tight so that that's all glued together, and can you see that by pulling it in I'm forming like a nice little tight circle. Like that. And now what we're going to do, we're going to get the So Saffron ink and another dauber, sponge dauber, and what we're going to do is to try and give it some lifelike quality. I'm just sponging those tips of the stamens, and I really think that makes a huge difference. So just get your ink and just give that a little sponging on those tips. And you'll just see that it just seems to make it pop a bit more, as they say. So that's that done. So let's put that to one side. Right then, so we've done that, and now all we need to do is get our glue, pull our flower up a bit now that that's dried off, pull that up to how you want it to be, how close, how tight, pull that up into the centre. And then what we're going to do, we're going to get our wet glue, and we're going to put a good dab on the centre there, and we're going to stick that into the middle like that, and hold that down just for a few seconds while that dries. I think that's drying quite well. Pull them down a little, I think, now. Pull that up. Oh, still not dry. And that's beautiful. Beautiful colour, that Flirty Flamingo. Now, what the idea I had was, like lilies go on a lily pad, so what I did was I cut out, using my layering circles framelits, I cut out that size, which is just the second down from the largest. I cut that out in Emerald Envy, and when I put that on there, I thought, wow, let's just have a look, take that way. Wow, doesn't that make that pop on that Emerald Envy? Now, if you wanted to, you could use the little lacy doilies. You remember that they have two sides to them. They have white side and a cream side. And I thought, well, if you wanted to, you could layer that on there, like that. And that would look beautiful on any box, or a card even, maybe. Like a 3D card or something, but I think that really is beautiful. And so that is how I made the water lily card. So let's bring in the one that I made on Seetie's box, and the one that we made today, which is here. And I think that they're very, very pretty. Like I say, they are on the retiring list, so don't hang about if you want them. And that's all from me today, other than to say, if you liked my video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. And all the details will be in the down arrow description bar. To shop online, go to artypapercrafters.com or click on the link below. And until next time, I'll see you in a few days. Bye for now. Bye.